Hello, I'm Sheri Fox, and I am a social studies government teacher at Berea Mid-Park High School. This is my 33rd year of teaching in this district. The Berea City School District is such a great district in that it empowers all kinds of people. Like, they give you opportunities, even whether it's race, ethnicity, religion. We have different programs, athletics, we have unified sports to mix kids up. For our females, we have wrestling, we have flag football. Anything that students want to be empowered and champion, this district allows that, and I love that. I have always wanted to be a teacher. When I was younger, I loved being in charge, and my brothers were my first students. And during high school, I actually taught PSR, Paris School of Religion, and I just knew that I loved to be in front of a group and to be the leader and plan things. So teaching, I have the passion and I want to keep doing it. I love when I can get students engaged in the learning process. It's one thing to give some direct instruction on principles, concepts, amendments, but when your students then turn it around and they become active, they have opinions on political, social issues, even beyond the classroom. Even a student last year wanted to conduct an election because it was a presidential election. So when they really take something and go beyond the classroom with it and have a thought and process with it, that makes you feel good. One of the rewarding parts of being a teacher is when I see students really caring about the subject. Not only caring, but they're getting engaged. They want to do things. I love when students interact in debates, when they present material. I get my greatest satisfaction sitting in like a chair in the classroom and watching them teach certain concepts and principles. I also love to bring in speakers. I've had Mayor Klee, Mayor Orcutt, SRO Goot, and just engagement of real life leaders into the classroom. And so that at the end of the year, that makes me feel good to see kids getting active, caring about a topic. As a social studies teacher, I think that's very important, to be the best teacher in the classroom that you can be. But I also believe being active with students beyond the classroom. So I am an advisor to leaders, educating, advocating diversity. And what we do is we try to bring students together, staff together, and we try to promote an awareness of diversity. So we do immigration, This Is My Story, and that has first, second generation students and staff. We even went as far as the middle school and had Mr. Rivera, the Board of Education, Anna Chapman. So we really try to get not only the students, but also staff, and I find it to be so meaningful. And then we also do a Mix It Up Day with different groups, with AVID, with Key Club, with the different sport teams. And then we will do a fundraiser at the holidays, and we work with Key Club. And then Cafe Harambe for Black History Month, we work with the boys and girls basketball team. And the best part that I think students love is Clash of the Titans at the end of the year. And we work with class advisors, and it's a class competition. And that's enjoyable. And one of the things student came up with is sharing the tea with phenomenal women. And we only do that with the senior girls. And when I say we, my lead executives and members of lead try to put these various events on. And I try to just facilitate, and they will take it in whatever direction they feel. And so we get women and former students here that are on the panel, and they ask questions. And that, I feel, is so nice to see students beyond the classroom, but yet it is for educational purposes as well. And this district is about diversity. Well, we need to put it out there and let people see what we're about. There's a quotes that have always stayed strong with me. When I was studying to be a teacher, there was one of my college professors said, students do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I never realized how important that was until you're actually a teacher. And yes, I have a lot of knowledge and I want to share it, but they need to know I care about them and that I care and I want them to succeed. And some students, they're very easy. And it's easy to love the lovable. And there are some that you have to work harder. And I say that's what being a teacher is, and you need to be graceful and forgiving. There's also a quote, be the change you wish to see. Everyone can point fingers on what people should do, but what are you doing? So those two quotes, caring and be the change, have really resonated with me. The advice I would tell my students is always be true to yourself. And you need to be a hard worker. everything worth getting is worth working hard for, and share your story. And if you do what you love in life, you are going to work. There's a saying, oh, you'll do what you love what you do, you'll never work. But yes, you do work hard. But always just be willing to be the person, what your talents, your God-given talents are, and use them. It has been a blessing to work in the Berea City School District. They have been so supportive to me as a teacher and even personally. As many people know, my son Kevin passed in 2012. He was a student at Brunswick High School, and that's where I met Mrs. Wheeler. And they were so supportive, not only from Brunswick, but to Berea here. And one of the things, my son had a goal list, and one of it was to save a life, goal number 20. He had to do a goal list in psychology class. And that became like he did save a life. He is an organ donor. And we know of 4 people that did receive the organs and have lived on because of him. But that has become a cause. We are part of the Life Bank Team Fox. My best friend formed a team for us in a way to honor my son. And I have taken that, and I have my students at the end of the year in government, they do a nonprofit report that resonates with them. And whether that be the American Cancer Society, Make-A-Wish, St. Jude, mental health is a very important thing to students. And so some of them, like it's called Into the Light Suicide Awareness, they'll do reports on that. The main thing is it needs to be something that they have been affected by that is personally meaningful to them. And even if it's a love of animals, it's a love of the environment, because I always ask them, well, you're going to tell us about your nonprofit. Why is it important to you? And that's the personal part of it, telling your story. And I think that's one thing over the years that I have provided is I've given students a voice. I've let them tell their story, whether it's in the classroom or out of the classroom. And I think that that's important because we all have a story and we need people to listen to those stories.